Imagine you're diving deep beneath the icy crust of Antarctica, where the silence of the frozen ocean hides a world of impossible biological wonders. Instead of small fish, you face a sea spider the size of a car tire, its spindly legs reaching out through the dark, freezing currents. Or perhaps a jellyfish with tentacles longer than a blue whale. Welcome to a land where the rules of biology are completely turned upside down. In this frozen wasteland, the colder the water gets, the more monstrous the creatures become. This is the mystery of the deep, southern polar world. This isn't a science fiction movie, it is a real phenomenon known as Polar Gigantism, where evolution pushes the limits of size and physical scale. While most animals shrink to conserve heat in the cold, Antarctic nature chooses to magnify life, expanding tiny organisms into breathtakingly large marine giants. Compare a typical sea spider to its Antarctic cousin. The difference is staggering, as the polar version grows dozens of times larger than its relatives. These creatures roam the dark depths, defying our understanding of how life survives in the most extreme and coldest temperatures on the entire planet. We often think that harsh, food-scarce environments lead to stunted growth to save energy. But here, the deadly cold acts as a strange growth serum. The freezing temperatures are actually the perfect catalyst for growth, creating a biological environment that allows these species to reach truly record-breaking physical dimensions. Take, for example, the Antarctic sunstar. Instead of 5 arms, it can sprout up to 50, becoming a terrifying, multi-limbed predator of the deep. These 50 arms allow it to hunt and devour its own kind, moving with a surprising speed that most starfish species simply cannot match. Then there is the lion's mane jellyfish. With tentacles reaching over 37 meters, it is officially the longest living creature on our entire planet. It even surpasses the blue whale in length. Its stinging net of tentacles creates a floating danger zone that spans vast areas of the ocean. Consider the giant sea spider, which breathes through its legs. They lack lungs and instead absorb oxygen directly through the pores in their long limbs. But the true king of polar nightmares lives even deeper, in the eternal darkness where the water pressure is high and the temperature is lethal. The colossal squid is the ultimate peak of polar gigantism. Weighing over half a ton, it is a master of the dark, deep-sea world. Its tentacles are armed with rotating hooks that can spin in any direction, making it a living war machine designed to hunt in total darkness. It is one of the few creatures brave enough to fight a sperm whale. These epic underwater battles leave deep scars on the whale's skin. In the freezing void, this giant cephalopod reigns supreme, a silent hunter that has fascinated and terrified sailors and scientists for centuries now. The secret to this size lies in the oxygen. Cold water holds much more oxygen than warm water, fueling the growth of massive cellular structures. This abundance of oxygen provides an endless fuel supply, allowing animals to grow large without the typical respiratory limits found in warmer tropical seas. Combined with a metabolism that moves at a snail's pace, these creatures can live for decades, slowly expanding until they reach their incredible sizes. Time works differently here. Without the rush of heat, life stretches out, and growth becomes a slow, inevitable march toward becoming a polar giant. However, this greatness comes with a heavy price. These giants are prisoners of the cold, perfectly adapted to a world that is now changing. If the water temperature rises even slightly, oxygen levels drop. These massive bodies suddenly become a burden, gasping for air in a warming ocean. Their very size, once an advantage, becomes a death sentence. Without enough oxygen to sustain their massive bulk, they may simply suffocate and vanish. Antarctica is more than just ice. It is a living museum of evolutionary wonders that show us just how strange life can truly become. If you're curious about the even scarier monsters hiding in the deepest trenches, join us as we dive into the mysterious and dark Hadal Zone. Don't let these incredible giants disappear. Stay curious, protect our oceans, and keep exploring the deep mysteries that lie beneath the frozen polar ice. Every dive into these waters reveals a new secret, a new giant, and a new reason to marvel at the sheer resilience of life. Under the ice, the pressure builds, but life finds a way to expand, to breathe, and to dominate in the most unlikely of places. Even the anemones here are giants, reaching sizes that dwarf their tropical cousins, standing like ancient sentinels on the cold, dark ocean floor. These are the building blocks of the giant world, providing the energy needed to sustain the massive predators that lurk in the shadows nearby. Even the mammals here must adapt to the presence of these strange giants, sharing a world where the cold dictates every single rule of survival. The sea spider's heart is weak, yet it pumps life through those massive legs using a strange rhythmic contraction that defies normal biology. In some areas, life gathers around hidden warmth, but the giants prefer the open chill where the oxygen remains at its absolute highest levels. The Antarctic octopus is another marvel, growing larger and living longer than almost any other octopus species found in the world's warmer oceans. This underwater blizzard is the constant backdrop for the giants, a world of perpetual winter where only the massive and the slow can thrive. The isopod's armor is thick, a necessary defense in a world where even a slow-moving starfish can become a lethal and relentless hunter of giants. Each hook on the colossal squid is a specialized tool, evolved over millions of years to grip the slippery skin of its deep-sea prey. Even the worms here reach terrifying lengths, stretching across the seabed like alien serpents in a landscape that feels entirely removed from our own. The scale of the environment matches the scale of the animals. Everything here is oversized, from the ice above to the monsters far below. Even the humble sea cucumber joins the ranks of the giants, growing into massive, translucent sausages that filter the rich Antarctic waters for food. The icefish, with their clear blood, are the perfect neighbors for these giants, both having mastered the art of living in the sub-zero temperatures. Oxygen is the architect of this world. Without its high concentration in these cold waters, the giants would simply fail to exist at all. Exploration here is dangerous, but the rewards are sightings of creatures that challenge every rule of biology we thought we knew about life. In the brief summer, light reaches the depths, but the giants remain, indifferent to the seasons, locked in their slow-motion world of cold and growth. Growth is a struggle. Molting a shell the size of a shield takes immense energy, yet the oxygen-rich water provides exactly what is needed. In these underwater forests, the giants find cover, moving between the leaves like prehistoric ghosts in an ancient, untouched world of ice and shadow. The sheer displacement of water by these creatures is a reminder of their power. Even a simple movement requires a massive amount of coordination. They see a world we can only imagine, a world where the cold is a comfort and the size is a testament to millions of years of evolution. Feeding is a slow process, reflecting the slow pace of life itself. There is no rush in the Antarctic deep, where time feels almost frozen. Adaptations here go deep into the DNA, Clear blood and giant bodies are all parts of a complex puzzle designed to conquer the freezing cold. The eyes of the colossal squid are the largest in the animal kingdom, designed to catch the smallest glimmer of light in the abyss. Even the sponges here are ancient, growing for centuries to reach sizes that seem impossible for such a simple and primitive organism to achieve. Nature is brutal here, but the scale makes every hunt feel like a clash of titans, played out in the slow-motion theater of the deep. The giants move through a world of light and shadow, their presence felt by the vibrations they send through the dense, cold, and oxygen-rich water. Every organ is tuned to the cold. The feathery gills of the giants are masterpieces of biological engineering, maximizing their intake of life-giving oxygen. When they gather, it is a sight of alien beauty, a mass of legs and bodies moving in a silent rhythm that has remained unchanged for eons. The environment itself is a predator. Moving icebergs can crush everything in their path, but the giants have the resilience to endure even this. They are the cleanup crew of the deep. A single whale carcass can feed an army of giant isopods for months in the cold darkness. Slow metabolism means a long life. These giants don't burn out. They fade into their environment, living for a century or even much longer. Even in this harsh world, there is care. The giant sea spider carries its offspring, ensuring the next generation of giants survives the freezing depths. Above the surface, the world is still. Below, the giants continue their slow, silent lives, indifferent to the stars or the passage of time. Their grace is surprising for their size. Every pulse of a giant jellyfish is a lesson in fluid dynamics and the power of simple life. The skin of the squid tells a story of aggression and survival, flashing colors that warn competitors and predators to stay away from its territory. They are the architects of their ecosystem, their massive size allowing them to dominate the landscape and dictate the flow of life and death. Nutrient-rich currents are the lifeline. The Antarctic serves as a massive heart, pumping food and oxygen into the deep where the giants wait. Every part of their anatomy is optimized for the cold. The thin walls of their legs are bridges between the oxygen outside and the life within. When they swim, they move with a mechanical precision, their many legs working in perfect harmony to propel their massive bodies through the heavy water. The giants are more than just monsters. They are foundations for other life, providing shelter and structure in the vast and empty Antarctic abyss. They are curious, often investigating the lights and tools of the humans who dare to visit their kingdom with robotic eyes and cameras. Even a mistake is slow. In the world of the giants, every action is measured, every energy expenditure calculated for maximum efficiency and long-term survival. This is a hidden empire, a world where the tiny have become the mighty, and the cold has created a paradise of the gargantuan. The science is clear. Colder water equals more life-giving gas. This simple physical rule is the foundation for every giant we find here. They walk through a garden of light, their massive frames casting long shadows over the delicate organisms that share this frozen, deep-sea world with them. Even their digestive systems are scaled up, allowing them to process the large amounts of food needed to maintain such an impressive and massive physical presence. Their armor is built to last. These creatures are the tanks of the ocean floor, impervious to many of the smaller threats that would kill others. The magic above is matched by the magic below. While the sky burns with light, the depths grow giants in the quiet and cold darkness. They are resilient. A giant starfish can lose an arm, and simply grow another, a slow process that is perfectly suited to their long lifespans. Every millimeter of the colossal squid is designed for dominance. Those suckers and hooks ensure that once it has its prey, there is no escape. We are only just beginning to map this world. For every giant we see, there may be 10 more hiding in the deeper, unexplored crevices. Their movement is alien, a combination of walking and floating that allows them to traverse the vast, cold distances of the Antarctic seafloor with ease. The water itself supports them. Its density and cold provide a buoyancy that makes it easier for these massive bodies to exist and thrive. They have existed for millions of years, largely unchanged. They are the true survivors, living fossils that have perfected the art of being big. Even the giants must respect the power of the Antarctic. When the surface storms rage, the depths become a refuge for the massive and slow. Sensory perception is key. In the dark, the giants rely on touch, vibration, and chemical signals to navigate their massive world and find their prey. But the clock is ticking. The very environment that created these giants is now under threat as the global climate begins to shift and warm. As the ice melts, the delicate balance of oxygen and temperature is disrupted, putting the future of the polar giants in extreme and immediate peril. Without the cold, their biology fails. They cannot simply move to warmer water. Their bodies are built for the extreme, and only the extreme. The loss of habitat is the loss of a legacy. These giants have seen the world change for millions of years, but this change is different. To lose the giants would be to lose a chapter of Earth's history, a unique path of evolution that can never be replicated in warmer waters. But there is still hope. Scientists are working around the clock to understand these creatures and find ways to preserve the cold world they need. By studying them, we learn about the limits of life and the importance of every ecosystem, no matter how cold or remote it may seem. The beauty of the giants is a reminder of why we must act. They are the crown jewels of the Southern Ocean, wonders of the natural world. The connection between the ice above and the giants below is unbreakable. To save one, we must commit to saving the entire polar environment. They will continue to endure as long as the cold remains, a silent testament to the incredible, terrifying, and beautiful power of evolution's unique path. When we look into the deep, we see a reflection of our own planet's complexity. The giants of Antarctica are a vital part of that story. The King of the Deep reminds us that we share this planet with giants. Their mystery is our inspiration, and their survival is our responsibility. The myths of the past were not entirely wrong. There are monsters in the deep, but they are more beautiful and complex than we imagined. As the sun sets on the Antarctic ice, the giants settle into their eternal rhythm, waiting for the next century of cold and growth to pass. Remember the sea spider, the colossal squid, and the lion's mane jellyfish. They are the giants that the cold built, and they are magnificent. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the frozen deep. There is so much more to discover in the hidden corners of our world. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep exploring the wonders of the deep. Until next time, stay curious and keep protecting our blue planet.